Hi everyone, it's Kathryn and welcome to my kitchen. We are sticking with our Thanksgiving theme and what to bring for that Thanksgiving meal. And today I'm going to talk about everybody's favorite, cranberry sauce. Yeah, it's not everybody's favorite. Most people think of cranberry sauce as something you open a can up, smack it on a plate, call it a day. Yeah, nobody ever touches that. And I know I certainly didn't. So a couple years ago, my mom tried this recipe. I absolutely love it, and now I make it every single year. So I have my handy dandy recipe book. Let's crack that open and get to work. So to start out with this recipe, we are going to use some fresh orange juice. So we've got our oranges here. You need the orange juice from 2 oranges, but you're also going to need zest. And it's much easier to zest an orange when it's not all squeezed out. So I'm going to zest this real quick, and you're going to need the zest of only 1 orange. All right, we have got 1 zested orange. Now bear with me as we juice 2 oranges. All right, we have got the juice from 2 oranges. Now you can get actual juicers, you can get little pieces that you can squeeze into your orange. I like doing it the old-fashioned way, getting some of that frustration out from the day and squeeze in those oranges. The zesting the oranges, not my favorite thing. But we've got some juice now. We've got our saucepan. And what we want to start is cranking up the heat. So we use our front burner here, so that's the one I'm going to turn on to my high heat. And I'm going to measure in there 1/2 cup of our orange juice. Don't want to use 1/2 cup, whole cup. Got a cup and a 1/4 cup. My 1/2 cup was dirty. So we'll do 2 1/4. See if I can measure it out properly here. And a little extra for good luck. All right, so we start out with our orange juice. We also need to add some water. We want another 1/2 cup of water. So I'll take my 1 cup and only fill it up halfway. So we're gonna go with some cold water here, filled up halfway. Put that in right with our orange juice. Next thing we need is our sugar. Let me grab our big bag here. Oh, slowly getting smaller. We're going to need 3/4 cup of this, plus 2 tablespoons. Let me dry out my measuring cup. So we need 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 tablespoons. Oh, my mom bought me this very, very beautiful set of teaspoons and tablespoons. I immediately went ahead and broke my tablespoon. So that's why I just have a little nub to hold on to. Accidents happen. This is a good time to tell you guys that when I was a kid, my dad would always call me a bull in a china shop. Now, as a kid, I was like, a bowl in a china shop. I guess there would be cups in there, so what's a bowl doing in there? It was not till I was much, much older that I realized bowl, like a bowl. Again, you win some, you lose some. We've got our sugar, orange juice, and water mixed in here. We are just helping it incorporate a little bit. But what we want to do is leave that alone and get it to a boil for us. while that is getting to a boil, we can go ahead and get some of our other ingredients ready. The things that we're going to be adding in next are our cranberries, our orange zest, and salt. So my cranberries, I already prepared for us. It was 1 bag. Fresh cranberries, you can use frozen, just don't use freeze-dried. So I always opt for our fresh. I gave them a rinse. They're ready to go in. I have my orange zest, which if you remember, I need 2 teaspoons. Got my teaspoon right here. So I can start scraping that up, kind of getting it ready. And I can go grab the salt, because I forgot that too. That is our handy dandy squirrel salt shaker. I'm really in a Blues Cluesy mood, I guess. The handy dandy notebook song is in my head. But we're just going to come over here, and as you know, a watched pan. We've got our boil. Let's go ahead and add that 1 bag of cranberries carefully. We're going to go ahead and add our 2 teaspoons of our orange zest. There's 1. I smell so good when I make cranberry sauce. You've got the orange juice, orange zest. It's like natural perfume. Which I don't wear perfume, so this is as good as it gets. And then we need to add our pinch of salt. When I say a pinch, I give 1, 2, and I do a little bam, making me feel like a fancy cook. So I've got our salt in there, and now I'm just going to press those cranberries down. And we want it to return back to a boil. And what's going to happen is as it boils, these cranberries are going to burst open. So the last thing, though, that the recipe doesn't call for, but is kind of my secret ingredient, is when we're in this stage where we're trying to get it back to a boil, I add a few cinnamon sticks. It's just a perfect little extra spice. Just make sure you remember to take them out of your cranberry sauce before you serve it. Now just keep a close eye on this, sometimes stirring it, allowing it to get back up to that high temperature and burst open our cranberries. Alright, really quick, I'm going to go ahead, since I have them, and add an apple. That apple is going to really complement that cinnamon that I put in there. It's also really going to go with that orange and cranberry. So since I have a quick second and it's just now starting to get back to that boil, I'm just going to slice up and cut these into rather small cubes. And just add that into our cranberry sauce. And it, gives it a little extra crunch. And I know, I almost want to say that I might have wrote down my mom's recipe wrong. Because I thought I remember an apple being in there. And if I am wrong in thinking that, this year there's going to be an apple in it. We're rolling with it today. Alright guys, you might have noticed as I was whisking, I was really looking at the berries themselves. So a lot of times the recipe, and it does call for about 10 to 12 minutes for it to be on boil, but what you want to be looking for is going to be almost all of your berries to have bursted. And I think that I have gotten to that point here, and I think I am ready to turn it off. So with your cranberry sauce, go ahead and take it off that high heat, and you want to let it cool down. You definitely want to let it cool down before you serve it. But you can, this is a recipe that can be frozen. Something you want to keep in mind though, if you do freeze it, you want to either use some Tupperware that is freezer safe, or if you put it in glassware like I'm going to be doing today, you want to make sure you leave enough room in that glassware so if you do put it in the freezer, it doesn't and break your glass. So if you did go ahead and put cinnamon sticks in, this is a perfect time to go fishing and try to find them before you put it in your glass bowl, or in my case, a mason jar. And I am going to ask my wonderful cameraman / husband to please hand me that spoon. Which, please. Because I am evidently very bad at fishing today. Now I said you wanted to let it cool down before you tasted it. There's nothing like warm cranberry sauce though. So, I know the cinnamon sticks are in here. I'll just warn my guests before they eat the cranberry sauce. If they find the sticks, woohoo, they win the prize. What that prize is, I just don't know yet, but I'll make something up on the spot. I'm pretty quick. Carefully go ahead and pour your mixture. That seems dangerous. I'm going to use that spoon again. Into your glassware. Oh, look at that. I already won the prize. We've got one of our cinnamon sticks. Oh, I guess this will not be a fun game we play on Thanksgiving. That's probably for the best. And our final cinnamon stick. Again, I am a get every last drop type of person. So I'm going to scrape my bowl there a little bit. And here, we have a great amount of cranberry sauce to take to your next Thanksgiving gathering. Hopefully this seems easy enough for you to do at home and maybe venture out into the cranberry sauce world a little bit this year. Maybe put it on some of your turkey, just eat it on the side. I do a little bit of both, but give this recipe a try and maybe look at cranberry sauce a little bit different. Remember, you're gonna let this cool, but I always like to taste in front of you guys. And like I said, there's nothing like warm cranberry sauce. I've got some of that apple, I've got some cranberry here. Not only do I smell good, oh, my whole kitchen just smells like orange and spices. Do you want to try? Are you sure? He is not a cranberry sauce type of guy, but more for me. Thanks for watching and have a great day.